coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Boom, boom. I appreciate the support. We out here, man. We pushing this P, man, 24/7, 365. Man, big love to everybody who support me, everybody who support this movement. Man, we rolling, we rolling. Love to all my subscribers, love to all my members, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Without y'all, ain't no me. So let's get it going. Make sure you hype the video, man. You like the video, you leave a comment, man. It helps the page. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get where we need to be. Come on, man, y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. 2026. We on it. You dig? All right, listen, man. Let me tell y'all something. I spoke about this dude before, right? And when I spoke about him before, it was just, I don't know, it was in context about he definitely was the best fighter that I ever fought while I was in prison. When I was on my boxing joint, he's the best dude I ever fought. Dude name is Jojo Rogers, man. Shout out to Jojo Rogers. R.I.P. to Jojo Rogers, you dig? But his name came up, man. This show you how small the world is. Because this dude that I met since I've been out that I'm cool with, dude named Chris, that I used to go up in the detention centers with and speak with and go up in prisons and speak with, name is Chris. Chris told me that Jojo was his best friend all his life. Best friend, man. They grew up together, best friends, man, all his life, man. And that just was wild to me. You know what I'm saying? It just messed him up. It touched him emotionally because he was like, man, you know, Jojo. I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, Jojo was a different type of dude, man. Jojo, I would say, like I said, easily the best fighter, like skill-wise, that I fought the whole time I was locked up. And I'm talking about fighting in the ring. But Jojo, man, had been boxing all his life. Jojo could play basketball. Jojo was an athlete. Jojo was just like one of them ones. And on top of that, Jojo was a gangster. A real gangster. You dig what I'm saying? Jojo was one of them dudes that used to be around Kent. And he was one of Kent, where I ain't gonna say one. It was between him and what's his name was Rico. They was like his main hitters, his main enforcers. Because like I told you, Kent was the dude that I told you was the friendly drug dealer. You know, he cool. He don't want no smoke. He don't want no nothing, but he get that money. You dig? And he had them dudes around him. Them was his partners, you know what I'm saying? But they getting high for free, this, that, and the third. I don't know if he was buying their loyalty or whatever, but I think they did embrace him because Kent was an embraceable dude. He was cool. You know what I'm saying? But he just had that paper and he ain't had no vices. So he giving them whatever they want. You know, and if somebody try to get over on him, somebody try to take something from him, somebody try to handle him, he ain't gonna have to raise a finger, man. You know what I'm saying? If Rico gonna be on the scene, Rico probably, you know what I'm saying? But he can rumble too. But Jojo, pure aggressive, pure, you know what I'm saying? However you want it. He ain't get to you like that. He get to you like this, however you want it. And he ain't gonna back that. And he want no big guy. Probably like 5'8". You know what I'm saying? Probably like $160. Jojo could rumble, man. I'm talking about his hands was vicious. He had a mean overhand right. Been boxing all his life, won trophies, this, that, and the third. I believe he could have turned pro if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I was pro material and he was up to par, all the way up to par. I'm talking about we had some battles, man. But I told y'all about that in the other video. Go watch the other videos. Right now it's about him, though. But like I say, he was a gangster dude, man. And he had skills. He played basketball. He played the point guard. He gonna get a starting position on the intramural teams. He can really ball, man. And he won't know. This is what made JoJo different too. You know how boxers like being in shape. Like I was in shape. I was cut up. I got 6-pack. I got 8-pack. I'm ripped. JoJo won't even ripped. He won't even rip. He less like not chubby, but like you know, like you know what I'm saying. But man, that sucker could thump. I'm talking about thump, put them together, all of that. You know, I mean, he was nice with it. And like I say somebody owe Ken some money. JoJo ain't doing a whole lot of jaw jacking and all of that, or negotiating or whatever. Who are you? What? What, he ain't pay you? Yeah, I ain't worrying about it. He ain't got to pay me. He just can't get nothing no more. No, he gonna pay you. Nah, ain't don't worry about it. Leave it alone. Man, Jojo going straight to, hey, look. Hey, man, you owe Ken some money. Yeah, man, but I'm saying, that, man, get that money. Man, hey, look, man. Mop, mop, mop. Jojo knock him, slam out. I ain't lying to you. I'm telling you, word up. Jojo was knocking dudes out on a regular. On the yard, in the stairway, in the breezeway, in the gym, wherever it was, Jojo was slaying jokers, man. I'm talking about getting them the business. You know what I'm saying? On a regular. I'm like, man, you know, his name was ringing and ringing. So he got a mean crew. Kent got a mean crew. He got Jojo, he got Rico, he got Pittsburgh, he got Willie, he got it's about 7 to 8 of them jokers. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna ride for him. You know what I'm saying? They gonna go for him because, like I said, Kent won't no type of dude that cause no trouble. He fair and square, my dude. If you got a problem with Kent, you just probably a Bama, or you probably a Bama, you probably a advantage taker, you probably a con artist, you probably somebody trying to, get out on him. And that's it, because you see that he kind hearted. You know what I'm saying? You could go, them dudes was getting, Kent was getting that reefer man by the pound, my guy. By the pound. Kent had so much money, so much pull, he would get the hardest police on the compound to bring the sack in. Why? Because he was getting them enough money to bring it in. You can bring that, man. I ain't doing nothing, man. What did you tell me? I can get you locked up, man, for even asking me that. I mean, I'm saying I'm gonna pay you though. Man, you can't pay me enough to risk my job, man. I give you 3,000, bring it in. Huh? 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 3,000? Yeah. You know what you want 4? I give you 4,000. He had it like that. You know what I'm saying? He had it like that, man. So he was corrupting cops off the rip. Yeah. Kent was something different, man. So he could get the sack in from multiple people. So he always had it, and he won't pressed about the money. He really wasn't. He wasn't pressed about the money. So when you got something like that going on for you, you could go back when I told you when I was on Mecklenburg, man, and I got the white boy. He the only show in town that's bringing that weed in there, and weed was the biggest thing on the compound. He the only one getting it, and that means I'm the only one got it, because he giving it straight to me. Man, I'm gonna murk you. You mess with him, man. I'm going to war, dog, because that's your only source of income. You may not never have it like that again, and I never did. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't never had nobody since then that would go over there and come back with all of this weed, ounces and ounces of weed, and gonna let me get the bulk of the money. All I gotta do is make sure don't nobody take nothing from, or don't nobody hurt. I never ran into a situation like that again. So I know Kent, Rico, Pittsburgh, all of them dudes felt the same way. Like, they not gonna run into no Kent no more doing this bit. So you mess with Kent, bro, you gonna get the business. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And that's how it was. And I felt like it was justified, because like I say, I knew Kent personally, man. He not one of them type of dudes. He not gonna cheat you, he not gonna beat you, he not confrontational. So when you got a dude like Jojo leading the charge for that, man, and he ain't scared. He ain't scared at all. You know what I'm saying? However you want to do it, he with it. You want to get the knives, you want to get your homeboys, you want to fight it out, you want to get busy. He with all that. He with it all. You know what I'm saying? Jojo was an all-around gangster, man. And I can remember he had this beef with the Bama not Pittsburgh, Philly. He had the beef with the Bama Philly. Philly was a tall joker, had a box haircut like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? He thought he was like that. He cut up. He could fight a little bit. He thought he was like that. They had some type of confrontation where they was going back and forth, but they weren't in the same part in the same building. So he acting like, man, ain't Jojo, man, ain't nobody scared of you, man. I mean, I don't care nothing about you, could box or whatever, man. Everybody can do that. Everybody, it was one of them type of things. So Jojo was like, man, let's get it. Let's all these doing all this talking. Let's get it. So Philly had some people behind him, like say Jojo got people behind him. So then dudes was like, man, y'all leave that alone, man. Don't let that joint get too far, man. You man, woo. Say, man, let's put it in the ring. Y'all want to get in the ring? Just fight it out in the ring. That way ain't nobody got to go to jail. Ain't nobody got to bleed. Ain't nobody got to, you know what I'm saying, go to the hospital. So Philly was like, I ain't scared. I get in there with him. He ain't all that. Because Philly tall. Jojo, like I say, about 5'8". Philly about 6'3". So they, on the next smoker, they put Philly in there to go up against Jojo. Which if you ask me, was stupid. You know what I'm saying? I think he thought because of his height and he could fight like regular fighting did, he thought that equated to boxing. It does not. I promise you it don't. It's different. Man, they get in the smoker. Man, Jojo smoked him. When you get a dude that can just street fight and get in the ring with a boxer, a real live boxer, man, it's gonna look comical, man. He's swinging, trying to take your head off, but you technical, you slipping, you bobbing, you weaving, you countering, you catch. Man, he beat the snot out his nose, literally. He literally beat the snot out his nose. So now ego's involved. Now he feeling birds. Now dudes is laughing, the whole compound and seeing it. Woo woo woo, wah. Jojo them team going crazy. His team acting like, man, what up? Woo woo. So it just made the situation worse instead of making it better. It was supposed to be a solution. It turned out to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So then they going back and forth. Everybody talking about, you know, they talk about that Bethlehem play and what they'll do, and y'all ain't gonna do this, we'll do that. And the situation was getting crazy. And I think him and Philly end up running into each other, going outside or something, and they ran right into each other in the stairway. There ain't nobody there with him, ain't nobody there with him. They ran into each other and got the words got passed, and they got the clutching. And I think he thought, since we ain't in the ring, I'm a street fighter, I got in the ring to show you I ain't scared of you, that he could whoop him outside of the ring. Same result. Even worse, more brutal, you know, because that knuckle is going to be something different, you dig? Man, bust them up, knocked them out, left them on the stairway. Now it's really crazy. Now they talking about, you know, the whole, this team against this team. You know what I'm saying? So it was a big old thing, and dudes was trying to broker that thing, because don't nobody really want to go to jail for that, because you gone. You off the compound. You played yourself out of position, everything. And I don't know what Philly had going on, but I know Jojo had it going on. It definitely would have hurt him just to leave the compound alone. Because like I say, you ain't going to run into that type of situation again. So, man, it was some big players that got involved, man. It was trying to squash this thing, man. It eventually got squashed. Philly was still going around feeling like, you know, he had something to prove. If you would have asked me, if I would have been Joe, I would have just been on this sucker, because I thought he was going to pull a Bama move, like try to sneak up on him and do what he do, even though it was a peace treaty that was made between them. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, man, but it was big. But Jojo, man, he had no back down in him, bro. He had no back down in him. I remember they was bringing the intramural basketball they had. They was bringing in outside players. This was when we could get outside players. Richmond had the team coming in. They'll bring some Army dudes in to play ball and stuff against the teams, or the All-Star team that we had on the inside of the prison. Jojo was on the All-Star team. He was that good. I told you, he could play ball and everything. He was that good. So I remember they brought a team in. They had a dude on there that I knew from the street. He was on that team and everything, man. And he did some freaky stuff too. Everybody was talking about him for years on the compound. I ended up telling them too, because he did some like some, you know, some what you call it, like some Harlem Globetrotter moves out there on the court and everything. It was crazy. But Jojo got off too and did this little thing. So he, like I say, he was very popular on the compound where everybody knew him. They knew him as an athlete, they knew him as a fighter, and they knew him as a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He just had that type of reputation, that type of effect, and he lived up to it, man. You know, like I say, we had our little thing, but it was all about boxing. You know what I'm saying? It was all about boxing, but it won't no like disrespect or nothing like that. But he knew I had that business, and I knew he had that business. So respect was given. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had the other dude that I had trained before. The first dude I had trained, even before Shakur, was like my old Sally Cook. I remember Cook had gotten the boxing, and Cook big too, 6'3", 6'4". And I remember him and Cook was sparring one time, and Cook was left-handed, and Cook was like, like catching him. He couldn't figure Cook out. But there's very few dudes in the penitentiary that can say that they got in that ring and even competed with JoJo, and even less can say they got out on him in that ring. I'm telling you, he was that good of a boxer, man. That's real talk. He had a tattoo with gloves hanging across his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? But a real dude, man, a solid dude, a respected dude. And like I say, man, he was a gangster. You got him like that, man. You got him like that in penitentiary. They got the heart. You know, they got the skills, and they gonna do what they want to do. They somebody that you got to deal with if you got a problem with them. And JoJo was one of them dudes, man. And he was from out here. He was about 7'5'7". And since I had been home and I had made a video about him before, I remember his daughter, somebody reached out to me on Instagram. So shout out to her too. Blessings to her. And, she was like, thanks for making a video about my dad. I didn't know that much about him. Woo. But shout out to her if she see this video or get a hold of this video. But yeah, your dad was real respected. He was a solid dude in prison. And like I said, I made videos about him. I make videos about people to highlight them. I don't never make videos about anybody to downgrade them or put them down. Those type of videos y'all ain't never heard from me, because that's not what I'm in this for. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this to enlighten, to encourage, and to inspire dudes not to put themselves in these positions in prison, because you're going to have to go through all of this, and then some. You dig what I'm saying? But yeah, man, JoJo was one of them ones, man. He was a real solid dude, man, and I don't know exactly what the situation was that he came to his demise, but I do know that he did pass, because like I said, I met Chris, and Chris said he was one of his best friends all of his life, knew him from the streets and in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But he was definitely a solid one, man. And he whooped Philly in the ring and out the ring. You know what I'm saying? So that street fighting does not translate if you talking about getting into that ring. And even if you can street fight, if you fighting a real solid dude that know what he doing and really got, bro, it's not gonna work out for you. It's not gonna. Now, if you catch him off guard and clank him, that's anybody. If you catch me like that, anybody can knock anybody out. You know what I'm saying? I can knock Tyson Fury out if he ain't looking. If I cluck him in the chin, he gone. He out of here. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So that's different. But face to face, man to man, mano a mano, man, you run up on what's the name right now? Run up on Sugar Ray Leonard right now at whatever, almost 70. He gonna knock you out. Guaranteed. Run up on Roy Jones right now. He gonna knock you out. You just seen that what happened to Tyson in there with that, what's the name, with that tomfoolery with Jake. Run up on Tyson in real life. He gonna knock your face off. You dig what I'm saying? It don't work like that, man. So please don't get that misconstrued. Don't get that twisted, man. Life don't work like that, man. These dudes trained all their life to know how to punch, to know how to slip punches, to know how not to get hit, and know where to hit somebody at. It's not going to work like that for you, man. But anyway, man, shout out to JoJo, man. I always wanted to get that off my chest and show him some love. Shout out to Chris, man, for reminding me of a real brother, solid brother. You know what I'm saying? Even though me and him ain't always agree, the respect was always there, because real recognize real. You did? Anyway, y'all talk to me in the comments, man. I talk back. Hype the video up, man. Let's get it. Let's go. We in 2026, man. And if you ain't got the membership, man, I'm telling you, Square Business, you're missing out, because we not playing over there, and we not holding no cut card over there. You understand me? It's raw and uncut. Come get it. We out.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something, because I'm rich in personality, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.